Yo. Good morning. You coming up, are you? Come on. Wee. Whoop. Oh, Mr. Man, he dropped you there. Nearly dropped you there, bud. Right, let's give you a minute or two to jump on because I am aware I have just kind of leapt on. Not told anyone. I've just gone, I'm alive. Or I'm alive. Do let me know if you are here. Say hello. Give you a little minute to jump on. Because what I have to share with you today is such a juicy nugget that I want as many people as possible to be here live as can make it. So I'm just summoning. Let me summon you. Come forth. Come forth from the ethers. I feel like I might even take the audio from this and whip it into a podcast because it's such a simple lesson and such a simple shift that has occurred. And yet, dun, da, 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 it's such a powerful one. And I think sometimes we love this mindset and energy work to be so fucking complicated, and we go digging and we want another layer and another layer, and we want to find the childhood trauma that connects it all so that we can, you know, heal our mother wound or whatever. And actually sometimes it's literally just changing your mind. Like one of the gifts of having like my upper centers in human design, having them open, one of the many gifts of that is actually that I don't see any one truth. I see all of the different ways that things can work out, or the ways that people can see things. So when someone comes to me with like a very set way of seeing things, or like they're very stuck in a belief system and they're like, yeah, but this is just how it is, and oh, I can't do that because ... In my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, but look at all these other options that are available to you. There are so many other ways you can see this. And often it's just, you know, tuning into the thread that is going to actually support them and just kind of giving them a new way of thinking about something. Because the mind's going to be thinking. Your mind's going to think no matter what. We cannot shut that bitch up sometimes. Am I right? You know, even I'm sure people who meditate, I meditate every day, like a lot, like sometimes multiple times a day if I really feel I need to. But even then, my mind is very active and there's a lot of thoughts. And one of the most pleasurable and supportive ways I've found of shifting my energetic and my emotional state is purely to choose a better feeling thought, which is a very Abraham Hicks thing, right? Choose a better feeling thought. So effectively, what I'm going to gift to you today is a way of seeing things in your business and in your life, but through the medium of your business and through sales and creating offerings and receiving clients. You can apply this mindset to absolutely everything. So, who is ready to hear all about this? Oh, I love it. Hey, Chev. Hey, girl. I'm excited to play in our little Telegram soon. So, the reason this live stream even came to me today was because a past client of mine who was asking about cosmic wealth, just like, which is my current offering. So if you're watching this or listening to this after the 23rd of August 2022, I start a program called Cosmic Wealth, which is combining the human design body graph, the centers specifically, and combining those with 5-element theory and emotional clearing, kinesiology, just bringing everything, all of the things that I love, using the human design body graph and the centers as a way of me channeling. My palms are getting so fucking hot as I talk about this. Using that body graph to channel through the wisdom of each of the centers so that we can clear out our blocks to receiving, holding, growing, creating more wealth in our lives. And so this past client of mine reached out and asked me about it, and then I was, you know, just kind of sent them some answers back. And after our interaction, they responded to me and said that, I really just do feel like the embodiment of ease in my business these days. And I was like, firstly, that's such a beautiful reflection. And secondly, yes, it's true. And then I realized, like, oh yeah, here's another like line 2, human design, natural, easy breezy genius. Don't always realize that something I'm doing is particularly special or exemplary until somebody points it out to me, right? So when they said this to me, I was like, oh yeah, I forget that not everyone has this mindset. And the thing that came through, and this is the piece to really take away, is whatever you're selling, if you're in the coaching industry, in fact, I would say for the majority of industries, particularly the one that I'm in, this is just the mindset that I have taken on. And I know that I also have I can feel like how confronting this is going to be. I can feel this energy rising here of like how this is probably going to be confronting for some people, but bear with me and all will make sense. So the shift that I truly began to embody that allowed me to feel so completely easeful and detached around whether people say yes or people say no, or people, buy the thing or don't buy the thing, or follow me or unfollow me or whatever, right? And just allowing me to fully stand in my own personal power and just be in the flow of my own life and in, where my life wants to go, where my creative juice wants to go, allowing myself to fully be in my hermit when I want to be like really like completely just being in that juicy alone time and in that like just in my own space, baby. Allowing myself to really be in that space of complete ease and flow doesn't mean that things are always easy. It's just a choice and a way of seeing things in my business specifically that has allowed me to really like model that in other areas of my life as well. And the shift has been the way that I now see things is nobody needs what I'm selling. If you're an artist, no one needs your art. Like I hate to break it to you, but people don't need art. I know, confronting. People don't need coaching. When I talk about, I'm talking about need, like to survive. Now, this is not to say that sometimes people who are in severe states of trauma, battling with life or death, that kind of like really serious, but they don't need a coach. They need, like intensive therapy. They need to work on their PTSD, all that kind of stuff, right? That's different. The work that I do, nobody needs this, right? No one needs to do energy clearing and wealth work and like, embodying their playfulness. Like no one needs that. But holy fuck, what a beautiful place to be able to fight, like to fully be okay with that and just be like, no one actually needs this. And also, I don't want people to need it. Right? I don't want to do work that people desperately need. And I realized that for a long time, due to, certain old school marketing paradigms of like, what is the need? What need are you serving? Like what wave are you riding? And, what do your clients really need from you? And I'm like, well, here's the thing. I could ask you, I have done surveys in this group. What do you guys want from me? What do you really feel you need from me? And people will, send me lots of different things. And then I have made the mistake in the past of creating offerings like, oh, this is what people want or think they need from me. And then I've created offerings around that and had diddly squat crickets, no traction whatsoever. Right? When I create stuff that feels fun and expansive and like, if I saw this, I would fucking want it. God, I wish someone had created this when I was like really wanting to dig deeper into this. I create things like Cosmic Wealth where I'm like, I really want to tune in more to the unique frequencies of the centers and almost like completely shatter the paradigm of human design in a way. I kind of want to look at it just as like, it's something for my sacral, you know, human design speak. It's like for my sacral to respond to. It's not something that I'm like, I'm going to go and research this. It's like, ooh, the people in the collective energy of this group, their energy is going to like zing off of my sacral, and I'm going to be like, ooh, I wonder what is going to come up in this session. And that's really fun and exciting for me. That feels really alive for me. The idea of going in and like having a fucking plan and be like, this is what people need to make money, people need this from me, that feels like pressure, it feels stressful, it feels like a job, you know. And the fact is, nobody needs your art, nobody needs your coaching, nobody needs your energy work. And if you want to argue me on that, like, that's fine. If you feel that people do need what you do and that serves you to feel that way, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm merely sharing with you something that has allowed me to drop into such a space of absolute peacefulness within myself that I'm completely detached from whether people buy or not. There's like no, I say completely, and what I want to say is when people don't buy or don't say yes, or it's not the right time or whatever, I used to be so ingrained like a couple of years ago, and I was really fucking good at it as well, because I genuinely believe that like, this is the work, if you've ever wanted to do, you need to be in this offering, you need to do this. And that energy was very genuine, because I truly believe that if people needed something, like, this is it, this is the thing, let's go. But then with that came a lot of frustration when people didn't say yes. Whereas now, I've also journeyed the opposite, which is complete fucking complacency and nonchalance and not giving a fuck, and actually kind of like not wanting to do the thing and being like, oh, fine, whatever. Like, fine, if you don't want to do it then. You know, like that aloofness of the 6 line, like, whatever, I don't need you anyway. You know, so I've felt both extremes. And for me, what I found recently is this really beautiful just middle ground of being fully embodied in this place of, I love that I am in a position where I am creating things that people sign up for because they feel like it will be a fun experience. It will be an exploration. They know we're going to go deep. I can't not go deep. It's not in my fucking DNA. I show up for for Cha-Ching, the 10-day wealth clearing. It's meant to be like 5-10 minutes every day. We did like 20 minutes, half an hour every morning, and it was fucking brilliant. And, you know, we talked about poo, and we talked about money, and we talked about all the things, because I'm not a surface level person. I'm just not. I always take things to the core. I take people into their depths and to their heights. You know, we expand in all directions in my world. And not everyone is ready for that. Not everyone is in a position where that's really a fun thing for them. But if you're like me, if you resonate with me and you're like, yes, I love exploring myself. I love understanding the concepts around self-mastery and how I can be more playful in my life and with my life experience, how I can expand without, you know, and grow and become more compassionate and accepting and just like more playful and light and joyful in my life, rather than using my self-development practice and my spiritual and my personal development as a way to like punish and self-flagellate. Because if someone feels that they need to do wealth work, probably what they need is to go and see a financial advisor, or like go and read, you know, like maybe like not spend money on a wealth program. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if people need it, like there's like I need this, it's coming from that place of like, there's something broken, I'm missing something, I need an extra piece. And what I love is how much now I am fully receiving people into my world who are like, oh yeah, that feels fun. In fact, I met a friend of mine last week in London, and she was doing my Cha-Ching offering, and she said to me, and this is such a beautiful thing, because I know that this beautiful human has, you know, invested in many coaches and offerings. Like, you know, I am very aware of this. And so when they signed up for Cha-Ching, I was like, oh, fucking cool, love that you're in here. And then when I was speaking to them last week, they were like, you know, like when I saw your offering and I signed up for it, I genuinely, for the first time, felt like, oh, I just want to do this because it feels like it's going to be fun. And that made it really easy for me to show up to the clearings every day, because it was fun and it was light, and I looked forward to it. And I just thought, yes, this is it. This is the shift that I've been, like speaking into existence for such a long time. And it's here, it's happening, it's now. It's no longer about the paradigm of I need this thing. And when we realize that our services, whether you're an artist, a coach, a mentor, like whatever it is that you're doing, if you're not selling things that people like food, shelter, etc., people don't actually need what you are selling. And if that makes you feel a little bit panicky or fearful, then that's where you start your work, but if people don't need me, then why would they pay me? That's for you to look at that, where that codependency is with your business and your offerings. If people don't need you, there's actually a freedom in that. There's Gene Key 55 is all about shifting from victimization through the gift of freedom into the city, like the highest frequency of freedom. And that is one of my primary gene keys. That is one of the reasons I'm on this planet, is to help people shift from that paradigm. I'm getting so hot and I'm burping now. I'm talking about this. To shift from this paradigm of victimization through freedom into freedom. So it's so powerful to be able to be the embodiment of that ease in my life and in my business, because it's not that I don't care if people come and work with me. When people come and work with me, or they say yes, and I see a ping coming through and someone's signed up for Cosmic Wealth, or they're working with me one-to-one, or they signed up for one of my crazy, batshit crazy offerings that I ping out just every now and then, ping, ping, ping. When I see someone pay me for something because they've gone, yes, and they felt that pull, that's still exciting for me. Even if someone's just buying my journaling ebook, right? That's the lowest price offering on my Kajabi store, or my online store for self-study programs that I have. Even if it's that, even if it's £10 that comes through, I still get a little, because to me it's yes, someone said yes, someone felt me, someone felt drawn into my world enough to actually part with their money and go, yes, I want to invest in this person, and I want to invest in their work, and I want a little bit of that Noli juice in my life. And that feels so fucking fun and playful and delicious to me. But there's no part of me that goes, well, they need this, they really need this, and they need this. Because they don't. You don't need a journaling ebook. You don't need to meditate with me. You don't need to come and do wealth work with me. Come and do it with me because you actually fucking want to, and because you feel this And that's why so many people show up in my world and they're I don't even really know what you do, but I just know that I want to do it. And I'm fucking game on. And it's been like that ever since I started, way back when I first started doing EFT in a one-to-one room for £30 for 90 minutes, right? Way back then, many, many moons ago, when I first began my business, and that's how I started. Even then, people would come to me and they'd be I don't really know what you do, but a friend of mine told me it was good, I've seen you online, and I just think, I kind of want to try it out. So I've always had this something where I'm kind of this bridge between the 3D and whatever else is, and all the other Ds. But this idea of nobody needs what you're selling. No one needs no one needs my work, right? No one needs my work. No one needs this. But people want it. People can crave it, and in that kind of yum, yeah, I have this longing for this work for you. I have this delicious feeling in my body. Oh, I feel curious, or interested, or I wonder what this is. And for me, that's really what it's about. It's about understanding that when you take the pressure off yourself to fulfill people's needs, and you start just doing what feels fun and playful and alive for you as an individual, that creates a sense of magnetic resonance in the body that draws the right people to you for the right time. And those people may change over time, because you will change over time. And isn't that fucking beautiful? That you attract new people, you release people that have been with you, and then maybe some of those people come back, which is often what happens in my world. People go away, because I don't want to work with you for the rest of your fucking life. Now, I'm happy to hang out and have you in my community. If someone has to work with me one-to-one for 5 years, then I'm what are we missing here? What else can we, but I feel we would literally have turned them inside out at that point, there's no way someone could work with me for that long intensively, because the work I do is so fucking deep and transformational that it's not like a vitamin you have to take every fucking day. It's like a little pre-workout you take for a hit to get you like to, you know, activate your fire and give you that zing to move into the next phase. People go, they live into their next phase, they hit their next glass ceiling, they hit their next brick wall of resistance, and they're like, fuck, okay, I need to go back to Georgina because I really want to go and work with her again. I want that next level, and I know that last time we worked together, she facilitated that for me. So I'm like, hey, great, cool, let's go. Let's, you know, let's hustle. Let's get you to that next level and like activate that shit. But knowing that no one actually needs what I'm selling and that they just want it, they desire it, they're like, that feels really good. Like, yes, I want to do that. Or like, what the fuck is it? I don't even know why, but like, I just feel like I want to be in there. Like, something speaks to me in this. That is way more exciting. What a beautiful energy to be in as well. And what was interesting to me is when I did Cha-Ching, the 10-day wealth clearing offering, was there were a few people who messaged me and they were like, oh my God, I need this. This has come at the right time. I'm so pleased you're offering this. Like, I really just need this right now. And in the back of my mind, I was like, interesting. And then there were other people who were like, oh, this just feels really fun. I've signed this. Yeah, like, I'm in. Like, let's go. Let's play. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. The people who signed up because they were like curious or wanted to play, or like, it was the people who said to me, like, I need this, that I barely saw commenting or on any of the live streams. Or you see, so really we might think that we want people to need our services and our work because then they're going to value it. That's not always the case. It's not always the case, because people who might be stuck in that frequency of need are just generating more and more need in their life. They're generating more lack and more scarcity and more need and more need and more need. Whereas when people have shifted into that place of like, oh, this just feels like fun and expansive, they create more fun and expansion. You see what I'm saying? So I will tell people now, whereas I used to be very much of the mind that if someone came to me and they just needed that little nudge over the line into buying something from me, I used to be very much in the school of, okay, cool, well, how can I help you say yes to this? That used to be what I would feel. And sometimes with a client, I will get a sense like, oh yeah, this is on. Like, our vibe is so fucking good. Like, yes, let's see, how can we make this feel like a yes for you? And it will come from this like, let's fucking go. This is going to be amazing. Like, I can feel it. My whole body is like a fuck yes for this person. I'm like, If someone comes into my inbox and they're like, I'm not sure, I don't know, can you just clarify some stuff for me? I will clarify things. And if they ask me like, what do you think? Do you think I should do this? I will not say, oh, you should definitely do this. Like, oh my God, you should, unless I feel in my body like this full fuck yes. Because it is so important to me that the person who is investing their money and their energy and their time into the work with me is coming at it from the same energy that I'm coming at it. And I'm coming at it from a place of, I'm going to be there. I want to be here. I want to be here, and I want to share this work with you, and I want to play, and I want to build connection with you, and I want to expand in this crazy world together. I want to help set you free. And you must desire that on some deep level, and you must be able to get yourself over that line. You must get yourself over that line. I deeply desire for the people who work with me to put themselves over the finish line, to say yes, to be like, I'm in. Because if there feels like there's been any coercion, any manipulation, any sense of, me doing more work than them to manipulate or coerce or nurture their yes, then that sets the tone for the whole fucking relationship. And I'm not about that life. I'm not about spending fucking 9 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 fucking day with somebody, or 1 hour with somebody who I've had to in any way convince to be there with me. That feels so dark and heavy and like sharp and almost like hard and like bitter in my body. That doesn't feel good to me. What does feel good is knowing that people have said yes from a place of, they've opted in, they've said yes, they are fully in to the process, yeah? And it's important for them too. It is important for them too. So yes, I'm always open to having, like, you know, quote unquote, a sales conversation, but it'll probably be a very different conversation to any that you've ever had with another coach or mentor or someone who's, like, you know, trying to sell you something that they think you need. The other final piece that I just want to share around this is when we fully realize that nobody actually needs what we're selling, they want it, it brings up this stuff inside of us of like, oh, but if they don't need me, then what do I have to offer? Can I fully know, trust, believe, and embody the truth that people just want me? People just want to work with me. Like, they don't need it. There's no pressing pressure or like, I have to do this. There's just like they just want to hang out. They just want to do the work. They just, like, do people really just want what I'm selling? Do they just want to be in my energy, to come work with me, to buy my artwork? Like, do they just want me? Am I okay with being wanted? Am I okay with being desired? Right? Does that feel safe to me? Do I still feel like I have enough control if I'm not, like, fulfilling a need? How will I know who to be in this relationship if they just want to be with me? Oof. Right? All this shit. Trust me, I had to work through all of this crap. Like, this is not, this might sound like I'm just, like, throwing this out, like, flippant, like, but if you take those concepts and you actually feel into them in your body, if any of those don't feel like a juicy, totally embodied, peaceful feeling, there's work to do there, right? So, like, this is a fucking masterclass for free, you know, like, get involved. As always, this is just a free, random, I jumped on to do a live stream piece of content. And we're going to the depths. If you allow yourself, you can take yourself through a process and pop out the other side just from watching this fucking live stream or listening to this podcast, right? Because this is the depth of work that I just naturally embody. Surface bullshit isn't really fun for me. It just feels fake and forced. Like, it's just not what I'm about. I'm not going to hold shit back. It's just not my style. But this final piece around, like, am I okay with, like, being wanted? Can I fully know, trust, and believe that, like, people want me? And just, like, people just want me. People want my work. They want to work with me. They want to buy my artwork. They want to buy my services. They want to pay me. They want to be in my energetic field. Can you believe that? Can you really feel that as a truth? Because that's where the peace comes from. People just want to be in my world. They want my work. Great. And what does that mean? It means that we can start to get okay with the idea that actually what we are selling, even if it's the deepest transformational, soul discovery, activating work, it's a luxury. It's not, you know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It doesn't have transformational coaching at the fucking base. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, that's not, like, the foundation of the fucking pyramid. That's, like, I don't even know if that's even in the fucking pyramid. Well, it is, but, you know, it's like, that's not a need. It's a desire. It's a want. It's a luxury. It's something pleasurable, something delicious. So get okay with your work being a luxury. Get okay with being wanted, desired, rather than needed. And be okay with, if people are not getting themselves over the finish line into saying yes to working with you, allow that to be something that feeds a sense of ease and freedom. Allow that to be confirmation that you are embodying the frequency of, I'm not here to fix your shit. I am not here to solve your problems. I am here to be the embodiment of a different way of living and being in the world. And along the way, in my case, we're going to do a fuck ton of clearing and probably laugh and talk about really inappropriate things quite a lot of the time. Right? So that's really the vibe. And when you understand that, when you are clear about that, yes, people are willing to pay you for that. Yeah? People are willing to pay to have fun. Money wants to have fun. This is the final piece that I'm going to leave you with. I had a conversation with money, as I do, about 6 weeks ago, a month ago, something like that. And when I spoke to money, it was like, I just want to have fun with you. I just want to play. And it was like swirling, and it wanted to dance with me, and it wanted to dance around me. And I was like, wow, it's been such a long time since I've used money for fun. I've used it to invest in coaching. I've used it to invest in, things that I felt like maybe I needed, or, like I wanted, but they weren't necessarily like luxurious or whatever. Like they were just, groceries, things like that. Those are the things that I've been spending my money on. And I was like, oh yeah, like when I was making the most money I made in my business, like consistently over a period of months, that's when I've been having the most fun. That's when I've been making money and then going on holidays, or like even just going to London for a weekend and just, having a shop at Lululemon, my favorite. But doing these things, using money for fun things, rather than seeing it as just a tool that keeps you safe. Like, what if you started to see money as this thing that, like, it wants to support you, it wants to play with you. If money was a friend at the party, like, they're the one who's like, has everyone got drinks? Everyone cool? Okay, let's turn the music up. Like, they want to have fun with you. They're not sitting in the corner going, oh, probably should turn the music down. Oh, we should turn the lights off, save some money on the electric bill. Oh, there's a lot of noise in here, isn't there? That's not what money's doing. Money is like, way in the middle, like twerking, So let's have fun with money. Let's remember that doesn't mean that you have to fucking spend money that you feel like you don't have. That is not what I'm saying. It's more about how can you find a sense of peacefulness and playfulness with your finances wherever they are right now. And if you feel called to join us in Cosmic Wealth, then please do. It is 2222. It's at least 9 weeks. It may be slightly longer depending on how long it takes for each of the clearing sessions to integrate. We're going to use the Human Design Body Graph as a map or template for me to respond to and channel through the different centers. It doesn't matter what type you are. It doesn't matter what your profile is. It doesn't matter what your authority is. It doesn't matter what centers you have defined or undefined. None of that matters. But yes, of course, I will speak into that throughout the program as we go in little digestible nuggets as I do. But if you feel like this is something fun, playful, expansive, to come and hang out in my world for 9 weeks or so, doing clearing work, understanding yourself, your relationship with the fucking cosmos and money and the universe and energy and your body, to gain a deeper understanding of all of these things and understand, like, we're going to clear. We're going to be using energetic, an emotional clearing so that you can fully drop into who you're on this planet to be, rather than just fucking guessworking it. If that feels like fun to you and you're a self-development junkie like this bitch, click the link. I'm going to pop it in the subject line. And if you're listening to this as a podcast, then it's going to be in the description of the podcast. Come along, play with us in Cosmic Wealth. We start on the 23rd of August, and I cannot wait to start. See you in there. Bye.